Testing, testing. Jawab. God. Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We're coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are under Commanding General Yohana. If it's not under Commanding General Yohana, it is not the truth. We stand alone. You know, we are not affiliated with no Christian organizations. We're not affiliated with no other Israelite groups and nothing like that, no Muslim mosques, no anything. We stand alone, and we've been bringing this truth out since 1969, that blacks, Latinos, and natives, you understand, we are the true Jews of the Bible, and our oppressor, who the world knows the colonizer, or the pilgrim, he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And listen, it's so important because, like, he is our oppressor. Not only is he our oppressor, the problem we got is we follow him, man. Like, we gotta really look, you know, take a look in the mirror, man, and wonder what it is about us that's causing us to actually follow the oppressor now. Like, he don't have to use the tactics that he used back in the day of whipping us and doing all those things. What he do is he set vices up against us right now, and these vices lead us to actually following him. Like, if you look at us as a culture, man, we done lost our culture and we try to assimilate into everybody else's culture. And the problem with that is when you assimilate into another person's culture, you become a second-class citizen to that person. And that's what we became, man. Like, we're second-class and third-class and fourth-class citizens to every nation on the face of the earth, man, especially this oppressor. We're going to get Proverbs 28:9. We're going to find out what it is we doing wrong, what we got to do right to come back to who we supposed to be in according to these scriptures, man.
Proverbs,
go ahead.
Chapter 28, verse 9.
Go ahead.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be damnation.
It say, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law. Like, it's not a coincidence that you run across the ISUPK on the internet. It's not a coincidence that you run across the ISUPK on the streets. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, us as a people, we listen to everybody else, but we don't listen to the people, the men that the Lord sent out here for us, man. We don't listen to the priests and prophets as a people. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times, people may see these classes. A lot of times, people may be on the streets, and they'll just walk by. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. They always yelling on the corners. You know what? I ain't got time for that, man. Listen, it's a nice day out here. Won't y'all go ahead? Y'all ruining the atmosphere. Y'all ruining the energy. You feel me? Like, that's what we hear. The Lord just say, he that turneth away his ear. Read it from the top, Baba Kasha.
Proverbs chapter 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
That's called turning your ear away from hearing the law, man. And the Lord said, when you do that, your prayer is an abomination to me. That means that when your son gets shot in the back of his head, and you're in that hospital bed, and you praying, Lord, please save him, Lord. You know, Lord, please give him another chance. He young, he ain't did nothing to nobody. The Lord gonna turn a deaf ear to us, man. When grandma's sick in the bed, grandma that got hit by a stray bullet. You see what I'm saying? Your aunt and uncle that overdosed, got the needle still stuck in their arm. And we praying to the Lord. Lord, please save him. Give him another chance, you know. If you save him, I'ma follow you. Guess what? The Lord ain't gonna hear that, man. He counts your prayer as an abomination. That's how he counts our prayer when we turn our ear against his law, man. You know, it's very imperative that not only do we understand that we all got vices, we all got, you know, unclean spirits, and especially coming into the truth, man. Especially if you ain't never heard the truth, we know you got unclean spirits, you understand? But the problem is, we don't even want to hear the solution to getting fixed. You gotta wanna get fixed. Like, that's what we have to do as a people, man. Like, it's selfish of us to look at it and say, I'm going to remain I'm going to stay the same way I am. It's selfish, man. You see what I'm saying? That spirit comes from our oppressor, man. That's not the spirit of Israel. That's not the brotherhood that the Lord then instilled in us, man. to only think about myself. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through so much that I'm going to get high. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with you. That's not the spirit of a black man, man. You see what I'm saying? That's not the spirit of a black woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, we people who need people. Like, I can't be myself. I can't be, if I don't want to hear the laws of God, I can't be who I'm supposed to be to my brothers. And if they don't want to follow the law of God, they can't be who they're supposed to be to me. You see what I'm saying? Same with a sister. Like, how can you deal with a sister that don't want to follow God's law? It's damn near impossible. You see what I'm saying? Like, you arguing all day, you're fighting over every little thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're no good to each other when we don't want to follow these laws, man. So when you turn a deaf ear to it, and you say, man, I ain't trying to hear that nonsense, man. And we hear this a lot. The Lord say, even our prayers shall be an abomination, man. And that's a scary thing. That's a scary thing because it is, we think that we think that we're doing what we want to do, not knowing that we're only following our oppressor. We following the same spirit that our oppressor has. You understand? Like, our oppressor don't want us following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Why? If we started following these laws, statutes, and commandments, what happens to our oppressor? He will be destroyed. You see what I'm saying? The moment we turn away from this sinful nature and following these oppressors, and we turn towards following the Most High, His priests and prophets, our oppressor kingdom is going to fall, man. You're starting to see a glimpse of it right now. You're seeing it right now, like, our oppressor's kingdom is beginning to fall. You understand? We got brothers waking up. We got sisters waking up. I mean, I'm talking about brothers. I'm talking about our Latino brother. I'm talking about our Native brothers, our West Indies brothers. You understand? All the tribes that's on this side, man, we waking up. And we start coming back to these laws, man. Guess what? Our oppressor's kingdom is going to fall. Like, we getting a small glimpse of it right now. You understand? Let me get 1 John 2 and 4, Bubba Kashaw. It's imperative, man, that we learn that 1 John chapter 2, verse 4. It's imperative, man, that we learn that following our oppressor, like, we don't equate it with serving or being disobedient to the Lord. But everything that we do, every decision that we make, it affects, or you have a decision that you're going to have to come across. Either I'm going to serve the Lord or I'm going to serve this person. There is no two ways around it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you are constantly judging all day long. Like, people say, don't judge, this, that, and the third. How do you not judge? How do you not judge? You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to make a decision every moment of every day. If I do this, am I serving the Lord? If I don't do this, am I sinning? Like, those thoughts, it has to run through your mind when you're serving the Lord, man. And what that do is it keeps you safe. It keeps you safe, man, and it keeps you grounded. When you stop thinking like that, that's when you begin following the oppressor, man. Go ahead, Doc.
That's crazy you say it because that's like a Christian church. They take all moral stability from you.
Right.
By telling you that, like, taking away the order of the law
Mm-hmm.
that the law gives, and then taking away, telling you can't be perfect.
Right.
They taking away your energy or even your strive to exceed to a certain level.
Right.
To just give up. And then they tell you that nobody can judge but God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They take away you striving to be better, you by being striving to be perfect, you having the law to follow, and they take away from you telling other people, you know what I'm saying, or keeping track of your brothers and sisters doing right.
Right.
They break total all stability of morals down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're 100% right, you feel me? And what it is they transgress the law completely. You see what I'm saying? And what it does is it makes us weak. You see what I'm saying? Like, following our oppressor, we don't realize it makes us weak as a person, you see, as a nation. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I can't decide to choose to do right as opposed to doing wrong, I'm just like the beast of that the oppressor is.
Right.
He acts off of instinct. You know, he's in survival mode all the time. You know, he don't care. He gonna say, listen, I got pork right here. I ain't got nothing else to eat. I'm gonna eat this pork. Because he's a beast. The Lord likened him to a beast in the field. You see what I'm saying? We not supposed to be like that. We supposed to say, you know what? Even though I'm hungry, this pork chop right here, I know the Lord don't want me eating it. So I would rather not eat that, and I would rather be hungry and starve if need be, than to sin against the Lord. That's having a moral compass, man. That's being able to decide righteousness from unrighteousness. When we do not do that and we follow this oppressor, we become just like a beast, just like him. We start doing the things that he do. We start laying with different kind of foreign women. We get the illicit forms of sex. You see what I'm saying? Like, for a black man to be a part of the LGBTQ community, man, it's a disgrace. You see what I'm saying? It's honestly a disgrace. But it's to the point now where as though if you even say something about them, you get shunned. You see what I'm saying? And here in the ISUPK, man, we're going to tell it according to God's word. You understand? Like this, we not following our oppressor here. You had something up? Go ahead, you can get that scripture from me, Brother Kashar.
1 John chapter 2, verse 4. He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
They say, he that say, if I know him and keep not his commandment is a liar. You see what I'm saying? Like, how real is that? You got so many people saying, you know, how people say, I got a personal relationship with Jesus. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. I got a personal relationship. But if you had a personal relationship, the things that he's telling you to do in this book, in this manual, why aren't you doing it? The reason for it being is because we're following our oppressor, man. We're following our oppressor. And like that's the problem that we have, man. Like he that say, if I know him and keep not his commandments, is a liar. So that means that when we can claim to know Christ, like if you look at the Christian church, if you look at your T.D. Jakes, your Jamal Bryant, your Creflo Dollars, your Lewis, your Farrakhan's, you see what I'm saying, your Eddie Longs, who was that sister, Juanita Bynum. You look at all of them, they say, and they claim to know the Lord, right? The Lord said, if you don't keep these commandments, and mind you, this is in the New Testament. This ain't the old law that they say is done away with. This is in the New Testament right here. It say, he just read that from the top again, Baba Kashar.
1 John chapter 2, verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Yeah, he that say, if I know him and keepeth not his commandments, you're a liar. That means that these Christian pastors, man, not only are they liars, they're teaching us to be liars. That's the worst part about it. It's one thing for you to be a liar. And it's one thing for you to spill your, to spew your own propaganda and your own will. You do your own will. But when you start teaching other people that they're supposed to be just as wicked as you, and you teach them to be liars against the Lord, man, you have a big problem. You understand? And that's what we see in the Christian church. That's what we see in the Muslim mosque. That's what we see in every form of religion that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans cling to. You see what I'm saying? We become liars, man. We do not keep the word of the Lord. We do not keep his commandments. Not only do we not keep it, we get mad when we see somebody else keeping it. Oh, you think you better than me. Oh, you self-righteous. How can you keep God's law? Are you perfect? Can't no man be perfect? Oh, you're getting holier than thou now. So you'll rather for me not try to keep God's law than to keep God's law. You'll shun me for trying to follow the Lord, but I guess you'll praise me when I don't. You see what I'm saying? That's because, listen, when we follow our oppressor, man, it's a spirit of hatred, it's a spirit of jealousy, and it's a spirit of division that comes upon us as well, man. That's why we got to get out these Christian churches. That's why we got to get out these Muslim mosques Anything outside of your own culture, which you're going to find here in ISUPK, man, I'm telling you, it's going to lead you into it's going to lead you to destruction. Because just like I said, just like the scripture said, he that saith, I know him and keep not his commandments, he's a liar. He's a liar, and that's just what it is, man. Go ahead, up. Right.
It's so powerful that when you read the scripture, you realize that the master is a liar,
Right.
right? But our people are so weak that they cool with listening to a lie.
Right.
Like, when is it, like, that's just wild, like, cool with just following a lie. You know you're a liar.
Yeah.
You, like, they know you're a liar. You know you're a liar. That's why you swap from church to church to church to church. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and what you're saying is real because, listen, the thing is, it say that the Lord's people, you got a zeal for the Lord, but just not according to knowledge. So the Lord's people got a zeal for him, but the knowledge part is, man, I done trusted this pastor over here for so long. I'd have left him, I'd have went over here and trusted this pastor for so long, and both of them have disappointed me. Both of them have lied to me. So now I don't believe that nobody can really keep this book. This book becomes a fairy tale. This book don't become something that we can actually direct and guide our life off of. It becomes something that when you want to feel a good story or something like that, that's what you go into. You want to feel like you're close to the Lord. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read a verse, I'm going to read a scripture. You see what I'm saying? That's what it turns into. Go ahead. Gone. Right. Right. Gone.
And then they teach you like, yo, can't nobody keep the law. Christ only keep the law. So what we doing?
Right.
And then he's not even human. He's not even man.
Yeah, he a demigod. You see what I'm saying?
I'm like, I don't definitely got, like, I'm not God.
Right.
So then I do it all wrong.
And that's why it's so wicked, man. Like that's why it's so wicked for us to follow these other nations out here, man. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. Their gods are based off of Greek mythology. You see what I'm saying? Hercules and Zeus and all that nonsense. You see what I'm saying? Like it's garbage. You see what I'm saying? Like we follow them and we take on their traits, we take on their behaviors, and we start to take on their lifestyle, and it becomes our culture. You see what I'm saying? Like, black men, we think that smoking weed and getting dreads is our culture. That's not our culture. You see what I'm saying? We think that being a gangster is our culture. That's not a black man's culture. You see what I'm saying? Like, being a criminal is cool. Like, it's so crazy because you got people all on social media, they bigging Donald Trump up. They bigging Donald Trump up because he's a felon. Because Donald Trump is a felon, they say, oh, he one of us. He one of us now. He black. Look at how disgusting that is. That you take this wicked person and you say he one of us because he's a criminal. That tells us what we think of ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you got something?
I was gonna say that too, like in Baltimore, like, and I ain't condoning no game, but people think that the BGF is closer to our culture because it's black gorilla homes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it got ties to Black Panther, or because they speak Swahili, and
Right.
that's from Africa. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, you get swindled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what it is. You see what I'm saying? So like, we'll take the worst of every culture and we'll claim it as our own. Like a black man really think like smoking weed and dreads bring you closer to the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna let my dreads grow out. You feel me? I ain't gonna never cut them because it's the essence of me. It's the essence of me being a man. You see what I'm saying? I don't cut them, I don't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? When I smoke that, yeah, I mean, like, Like, this is how we think. Getting high, being criminals. We literally think that that makes us black, man. That's because we done went into everybody else's culture except our own. Like, we don't know. Like, we always say, you got them brothers always trying to gas the sister. Hey, what's up, queen? What's up, love? What's up? What's what they say? You feel me? Grand rising. You see what I'm saying? Like, listen, that ain't our culture. That's not our culture. Like, we don't know the real rich history that we come from, man. Like, our history did not start in slavery. Like, we do ascend and descend from kings, man. Like, we are, like the scriptures say, man, you're royal kings and priests. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the line we come from, man. But the problem is, we throw our culture away. We throw our heritage away to follow this oppressor, man. What does it look like for a black man to lay with another black man? For a sister to lay with another sister, man? Like, you know how disgusting that is? And to think, they call it love. They call that love, you see what I'm saying? And most of them got introduced into that lifestyle through abuse, through pain, through some form of physical violence. You see what I'm saying? Like, and this is what we don't understand, man. The things that we try to cling on to because we lost our identity, we get it. We did lose our identity, but guess what? The Lord sent his priests and prophets back into the earth to wake his people up, man. Right now in this day and time, it ain't no excuse for a black man to have never heard that he's from the tribe of Israel. For a Hispanic to realize he's from the tribe of Israel. For a native to realize that we are one family, man. Like, we beefing over certain things and stuff like that because, like, you know how they always say black on black crime? When was the last time you heard white on white crime? You know what I mean? From last I heard, Russia was bombing the hell out of Ukraine. That's white on white crime, huh? You see what I'm saying? Like, all throughout history, it's been nothing but white on white crime. White men killing white men. But as soon as, like, we adopt that culture and start killing each other, that's when it becomes a hashtag. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to get out of that, man. We got to leave that culture alone. Drop that. Let me get Matthew 4:4 above Kashaw.
Matthew 4, verse 4.
Go ahead.
But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High.
And say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God, man. Like, this is so important because these Christian pastors, they'll teach you that you're supposed to tithe, give offerings. You see what I'm saying? Like, they'll teach you those things, but in the next breath, they'll say that the law of Moses was done away with. Go ahead. I seen that. I seen that. Like how delusional can we be, man? Like the brother just brought out. You got some of our Issacharite brothers, man. That's lost in this Christianity, and they call themselves selling plots of land in heaven, and people are buying them. People are literally buying them. You see what I'm saying? Like, as crazy as that sounds, man. Go ahead.
You really think about how sadistic and how evil they are. They know how people oppress. You know how people be destroyed, right?
Mhm.
They play on that.
Right.
Like how people want a way out. You feel me? They want to feel close to God. But they manipulate others. It's evil. Like, you know what I'm saying? They play on that.
And where they get it? Where they get it from?
You know, of course, how oppressed.
They get it from the oppressor.
Of course, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's exactly where it comes from. You see what I'm saying? Like, as a people, we got to really turn our backs to these other to these other nations, man. You know, because every nation it's okay for them to prefer each other. It's okay for an East Indian to prefer an East Indian over everybody else. It's okay for an Asian to prefer an Asian over everybody else. It's okay for an African to choose an African over everybody else. It's okay for the Jewish man to choose the Jewish man over everybody else. But when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American, we're the only nation of people that we're supposed to choose everybody else before we choose ourselves. And if we don't choose them, we considered racist. We considered racist, you understand? If anybody understands if anybody understands real racism or real prejudice, it should be us, because we've seen it work effectively against us. So if we've seen it work effectively against us and we see the benefits that it has for another nation, why can't we prefer each other, man? Why is it so hard for a black man to prefer another black man? A Hispanic to prefer another Hispanic? You see what I'm saying? That's because of the psychological warfare that we have on us. You know, we are taught that we are not supposed to prefer each other. Because if I think that Donald Trump is a black man because he's a felon, why would I want to build with the next black man? And he's a felon. You see what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, that's how it works. Any more on that? Say it again? No, drop there. Let me get Deuteronomy 7:6, Brother Kashar.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Read it from the top again, Brother Kashar.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
And say, for thou art a holy people, man. This is talking about the nation of Israel. They say, for thou art a holy people. What does the term holy really mean? Yeah, it means separate. It's not nothing spooky, man. It's not nothing, ghost-like where, something crazy happened and all of a sudden you're sanctified. Somebody pour some water or blow some dust on you, and next thing you know, you're a holy person. No, it's nothing like that, man. That's what the Christian church teaches. Being holy means that you are a separate people, man. It says, for thou art a holy people. Thou art a separate people. Keep going.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God, man. Keep going.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
He said, the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people, man. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, listen. Not only are we special people, man, we are separate people. We're supposed to be separate people and special people, you feel me? And do we not know that? Like, look at everything that we do, man. Everything that we do, like, we bring attention to it. Righteousness or unrighteousness, unfortunately. You see what I'm saying? Like, we start wearing cornrows. Now you got Asians over there putting stuff in their hair to make their hair woolly. You got Asians wearing rocket cornrows now. You see what I'm saying? Like, if a black man turn his hat around backwards here in Shanghai, they're going to turn their hats backwards over there. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is, man. We are a special people. And we are a separate people, meaning, like, we're not supposed to be like everybody. We got to stop trying to fit in with every other culture out here, man. Black man, you are okay being yourself, man. It's okay for you to have a little bit of sauce to you, man. It's okay for you to talk, the way this Bible talk, with a little bit of slang, speaking parables once in a while and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You understand? We've been taught to hate our culture, man. I mean, don't put gold teeth in your mouth, man. Rock your gold teeth, man. I mean, get them braids. Let that baby grow his hair out, man. Stop cutting them boys' hair when they, when they turn 1 year old, and you giving them, putting bows on their head, shaving their head off when they got them looking crazy. You see what I'm saying? Let that boy grow his hair out, man. You see what I'm saying? This is our culture. You understand? It's our culture to smell good. It's a black man culture to like women. You see what I'm saying? That ain't everybody's culture. That's a black man's culture. A black man should love women. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? Sisters should love black men. You understand? Sisters starting to wake up to that fact too, man. I just seen on social media, it was a chick, she say, I wonder if you can find that Bubba could show. It's a sister, it's a sister say, I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion. She saying, y'all can drag me across the internet all y'all want to. She say, but I just seen what happened to the sister Sonia Massey. And I seen after her, another black woman being harassed by the police. You understand? She ain't do nothing, but they ran up on her, put their hands on her and all that. She said, I know what I'm about to say is an unpopular belief and people gonna drag me over this. She said, but every black woman needs a man in her house. If that man ain't in her house, she is not protected. Not just any man, a black man. You see what I'm saying? When I'm talking black, I'm talking black, Hispanic, and Native American, of course. Sisters should start to wake up to the fact that, listen, your degree ain't gonna save you. You understand? Your paycheck is not gonna save you. Like what's gonna save you is that brother in your house. You understand? That knows to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Who knows that he got brotherhood here in the ISUPK. Who has the hedge of protection over him and his household because he serves the Lord. Like that's what these sisters, like sisters are waking up to that fact, man. I know these sisters been out here and y'all been independent for too long. Y'all been independent women, y'all been career women, y'all been everything under the sun except a woman or a wife to a black man, you feel me? It's time for us to get back together, you see what I'm saying? It has to happen. That's why I say, for thou art a holy people. Read that from the top, Bubba Kashaw, if I could. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Go ahead.
But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people above all people upon the face of the earth. You feel me? If we, listen, if the Most High is who created all of mankind, and the Most High is the one who put this, who told us this nation has this spirit, this nation has that spirit, but you are my chosen people. My will for you is for you to be above all other nations. All you got to do is keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and follow what I'm telling you to do. If we are hearing that from the Most High Power himself, man, why is it that we take a culture that's beneath ours and assimilate ourselves into it? Like, why do we take the culture and start serving the gods of these other nations, man? That's nowhere, it's nowhere in comparison, the culture that we have. If you put our culture side by side with every culture on the face of the earth, you feel me? Our culture is the best culture you can ever live on the face of this earth, man. You understand? Like, you ain't got to worry about a brother sleeping with your rib. You know why? Because that's brotherhood, man. And that's a law in the Bible. You can't do that. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about eating unclean meats. Like, you know how refreshing it is to come to an event and realize, man, I can eat all these foods, man. You know what I mean? Like, these brothers and sisters in here, they making dishes that I can eat. They making dishes that don't have unclean foods in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't realize how much of a blessing that is, man. Because everywhere else you go, when you go, you gotta, hey, what you got in that? You know, what you season that? What you season the greens with? What about the string beans? You see what I'm saying? What kind of mix did you use with this? What kind did you that? You see what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be on top of everything, man. We have the greatest culture on the face of the earth. We just don't know it's for us. Like, we got high holy days. You see what I'm saying? And one of the things that I despise, and when I hear us say, "Oh, those are Jewish holidays," I hate to hear that, man. Because it's not a Jewish holiday, it's our holiday. It's the Lord's holiday, you feel me? He ain't a part of it. He ain't nowhere remotely close to being a part of us, man. You see what I'm saying? Any more on that? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more than the number of any people, for ye were the fewest of all people.
Yeah, the Lord didn't choose us because we was the biggest group on the face of the earth. Like Israel is a young nation. Israel is you know, I ain't saying we're small, but he ain't choose us because of our numbers. You feel me? Go ahead.
But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your father.
It said because the Lord, it's like it said because the Lord loved us, man. The Lord chose us because he loved us, man. You see what I'm saying? Like imagine a father. Imagine a father who has, well, just imagine anybody. You got 100 pair of tennis shoes lined up on the wall, you feel me? All of them are, you know, stock X worthy. You see what I'm saying? But you got one pair of shoes that's set apart from all these other shoes, man. You got one pair of jeans that you like above all these other jeans. You have the right to like what you like. And guess what? The Lord decided that he's going to choose us because he liked us, man. He liked and loved us so much that even when we fall, he show us mercy and allow us to come back to him. You see what I'm saying? So why is it that we, as a people, why do we reject him when he hasn't rejected us, man? The only reason I can give you is because we follow this oppressor, man. And our so-called leaders who are supposed to be leading us the correct way, they done sold out to these oppressors. They done sold out to our enemies. And they're teaching us to be subservient to the people that we should be ruling over, man. That's why it happens. I could drop that. Let me get Jeremiah 2:33, Bubba Kasha. We're going to get some more in the scriptures. Jeremiah 2:33.
Jeremiah 2, verse 33.
Go ahead.
Why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ways thy ways.
And say, why trimmest thou ways, man, to seek love, man? Like, why do we got to trim our ways to seek the love of these other nations? You see what I'm saying? Like, in order for me to make a person who hates me feel good about me, I got to trim my ways. So you mean to tell me that, you know, I got to eat unclean food with you when you sit down at lunch? You mean to tell me I got to celebrate your holiday? I got to stand for your national anthem? I got to do all these things just to seek your love, man. The Lord say, why trimmest thou thy ways to seek love, man? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we should never do that, man. Don't ever trim your ways to seek the love of nobody. The same way we got to accept other people for who they are, people have to accept us for who we are. You see what I'm saying? Not only are we different, we are better than them. Just straight up. We are better than them, man. The Lord has already told us that. So why are we trimming our ways to be a part of a nation that's not greater than us, man? It all goes back to the fact that we have leaders, we got wicked leaders who sell us out to our oppressors, and we start to follow their ways. When we start to follow their ways, we start to value the things that they hold dear to them. You see what I'm saying? Like, we become good slaves. That's what it is. You know, Master, is we sick today? Man, ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't know what he got going on over there, but that's how we look at it. And that attitude is still here. Like, you see all this going on online as far as the wars and rumors of wars. And you got black people talking about, yeah, we about to do this. We over We over in Israel. We over, man, you ain't nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Like, what do this got to do with you? At the end of the day, you need to just sit back and watch. You see what I'm saying? Turn on Black Watch. Hear from the priests and prophets of the Lord, man, what's going on. This war ain't got nothing to do with you. What we got to do is start getting ourselves and preparing ourselves for the Third World's War, you feel me? And the way we prepare ourselves is by coming back and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. And if we don't understand that, what are we doing? You understand? Like, you got brothers talking about, yeah, I got to start taking my money out the bank, and I got to start buying gold, and I got to start buying silver, and I got to get as many bullets as I got to get. For what? Like, how is that going to save you? How is all your gold and all your silver going to save you when you got atomic bombs dropping on your head? You see what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got enough bullets to stop a bomb that goes off 50 feet above the air. You see what I'm saying? Like, what we talk about, man? But that's the problem. We get too caught up in this society, man. We get too caught up in our oppressors fight. That we take it on and act like it's ours, man. I got to serve my country. Meanwhile, you see what your countrymen, you see what your country is doing to your people, man. You understand? Like, Sonya Massey did just get shot in the face, man. She just did get unalived for absolutely no reason. And yet they want us standing for the flag. Like, how does this work, man? Here in the UPK, we never stood for the flag. You see what I'm saying? Like, this was something we never did anyway. So it's one of those things where our allegiance or our loyalty is only to the Most High, man. It ain't to no nation, it ain't to no flag. It's to the Lord. It's to our people. That's where our loyalty resides. You see what I'm saying? Any more on that? Let me get Proverbs 3 and 31, Baba Michelle. Come on. Hey, Corral. You turn that fan on. Oh, wow, cool. Proverbs 3 and 31.
Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. And be thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
They say, envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. Like, don't be jealous over this oppressor. It looks like he doing his thing. It looks like he the man, you see what I'm saying? Because he's a diplomat, and he's set up in every corner of the earth. It seems like he do wickedness and he prosper with his wickedness. Man, it seems like that, right? Don't be jealous over that, man. Don't envy that. Don't envy none of his ways. Don't choose none of his ways, man. That's what. Some of his ways that we choose, matter of fact, all of his ways that we choose leads us to death, man. Like, I keep reiterating, like, if you look at the drug culture, black men, that's us choosing the oppressor ways, man. You know, when we were segregated, a black man would never sell drugs to his own people, man. Black man wouldn't be selling no cocaine, no dope, no fentanyl, and no pills, no mollies, no perks, no sherm. He wouldn't be selling none of that to his own people, man. In fact, he'd be ready to punish anybody that was doing that to his people. You see what I'm saying? That's something we learn from the other nations. A black man and a black woman are not supposed to be homosexuals. That alternative lifestyle, they're not supposed to be living that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but like, you got the Olympics thing. The Olympics, the opening ceremony. They had transgenders sitting at the table, mimicking the Last Supper. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's become, man. That's what it become. It becomes a show of full of wickedness And if that, and you mean to tell me that's the culture we supposed to follow? Black men wearing dress, black men getting implants and like, you know, taking what is it? Hormone shots and pills. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, black. Like, that's not our culture, man. And we know it's not our culture. Everybody got to be politically correct, and they won't say nothing about it. But guess what? Black man, we losing our lives because of this, man. We're losing our kids, we're losing our wives, we're losing our families because of this, man. You cannot be a part of those lifestyles, man. The Lord's just said, choose none of his ways, man. You know, I think July 4th recently passed. I think up in Chicago, they had like, what was it, like 60, 80 shootings that July 4th weekend? That's because we choosing his ways, man. We celebrating July 4th, and next thing you know, you got 30, 40 brothers that don't make it past the weekend. That's because we choosing his ways, man. What's another one coming up? You got Memorial Day. You see what I'm saying? What are we memorializing? Them brothers and sisters that went to war, they don't get proper burials like everybody else. They come over here and get treated like, you know, they get treated less than the scum on the bottom of your shoe when they come back from fighting your war, from fighting this oppressor's war. You ever see a black man or a black woman with VA benefits? They sick as hell, they homeless, they on the street. They've been fighting in your wars, fighting in your armies, and as soon as they get sick, they can't even go and get treatment. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why the Lord say, choose none of their ways, man. Can't be like them. Don't be like these people, man. Like, we got to do better, man. We come from a culture that's far better than theirs. We come from a power that's far beyond their power. You see what I'm saying? And that's the power we should be serving, man. We should not be serving mankind. We should not be trying to build with this oppressor. We should be separating ourselves like the Bible told us to. And when I say separate, now you ain't gotta move out the country. Separate yourself from the philosophies of this world, of this society, man. Separate yourselves from keeping these laws. Separate yourselves from keeping their holidays, from celebrating our birthdays. You see what I'm saying? Celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, all those wicked days, man. That's betrayal to your family, man. That's betrayal to your Lord. We got to do better than that, man. Any more on that? Say it again. Nah, let me go to Jeremiah. Drop that. Let me get Jeremiah 10 and 2, Brother Bashar.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen. Hold on.
They say, learn not the way of the heathen. If we don't know already, black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, you are not the heathen. You are not the heathen. You are not the Gentile. You see what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanic, and Native American, you are from the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. These other nations out here, they are the heathens. They are the Gentiles. You see what I'm saying? Keep going.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Read it from the top, Brother Bashar.
Jeremiah chapter 2, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
It said, learn not the way of the heathen, man. Don't learn his ways, man. All those things we just talked about, you know, drug dealing, drug using, you know, being pedophiles and you know, living that alternative lifestyle, unaliving each other. You see what I'm saying? Learn not them ways, man. Those are his ways. We don't need to learn his ways, man. That's like, our oppressor, he never got nothing by resolving conflict. peacefully. You see what I'm saying? He never resolved the conflict peacefully or unbloody. You see what I'm saying? Everything that he has, it's like it. Everything that he has shed blood for, man. He is raped, it's like it. He is all word, robbed and pillaged entire nations to get the things he has. And the first thing that his descendants is going to say is, well, I didn't do none of those things. But guess what? You're just as guilty. You know why? Because you benefited from all of his our word, robbing and pillaging and killing. So just like in American law, if I rob a bank, or if I steal a car, if I rob a bank and I hop in the car and I pick Ganae up 2 blocks away, he ain't had nothing to do with it. When the police catch me and they see him in the car, he's gonna get the same charge I got. They're gonna call him an accessory to a crime. You see what I'm saying? He ain't had nothing to do with nothing, and he will pay he gonna get the same penalty. He gonna get the same jail time, and he ain't had nothing to do with nothing. But they're gonna say, you know what? You benefited from him robbing this bank. So because you benefited, guess what? You're just as guilty as him. So our oppressor understands that law. He understands that law until it comes to him. Like these oppressors, you know, these young oppressors who feel like they've done nothing wrong. You have benefited off the crimes of your forefathers and foremothers. You know, my foremothers and forefathers were killed, all word, pillaged, you understand? Beat and whipped, tore apart, in order for you to live the lifestyle that you live. In order for you to go and drink that Starbucks, in order for you to drink that Starbucks and shop at Wegmans and Whole Foods, in order for you to do that and get nice communities and stuff like that, our forefathers were killed and it's like it. Our forefathers were unalive. So you can have that privilege. So you were just as guilty as your forefathers for doing it to my forefathers, because you're benefiting directly off of it. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I recently heard Kazak Ahmad out of D.C. when he was at camp, and it was an Edomite woman, and an old Edomite woman, and he asked her, you know, do you think that you're a racist? She said no. He said, well, let's have a conversation. And he asked her, he said, why don't you think you're a racist? She said, because I treat all people the same. Now that sounds nice, right? You treat everybody equal, treat everybody the same, right? That sounds nice. But here's the wickedness in that. How can you, knowing the history of what our oppressor did to us, how can you treat us the same way you treat them? That is actually racist. You see what I'm saying? Because at the very least, when you're dealing with a person who's been through so much trauma, you should treat them a little different than you should treat the perpetrator of the person who committed that crime. If you treat the murderer and the murdered the same, how are you being just? You see what I'm saying? Like, how are you being a good person? You can't be. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. We don't realize that. We think that when they say, oh, I treat everybody the same, we think that they're being a good devil. No. The wickedness is in them, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why we got to stop following them. Because the problem is when we start to follow them, we take on their philosophies, we take on their culture. It's like we take on their spirit. You can't love the oppressor and then love the oppressed as well. It's virtually impossible to do. How can you do that? And no one expects no one else on the face of the earth to do that. Like, if the Jewish man, if the so-called Jewish man said today, I cannot deal with a German, I cannot shop at a German business, I cannot drive a German car because of what they did to my people, the entire earth would not only understand it, they would respect that position. listen, we understand, you did go through some things, I understand why you don't want to be, patronize these people. You see what I'm saying? It's best for us to just keep y'all separate. But when it comes to blacks, Hispanics, and natives, like, you talk about a Holocaust. Like, if that was a Holocaust, I don't know what you call what happened to us. But we're supposed to laugh and joke and give our spirit away to this oppressor in his kingdom every day. You understand? Like, we gotta bow down. What they call it? They call it code switching. Code switching where, well, we talk the way we talk. Then you get around them devils, and you got to talk proper. You got to put a certain voice on. You got to look a certain way. You got to laugh at them corny ass jokes. You see what I'm saying? You call yourself. You got to eat that nasty ass food when they have little parties on the job and stuff like that. You feel me? You got a code switch. Listen, you ain't got a code switch, man. Be who you are according to the Lord, man. Be who you are according to the Lord. Matter of fact, don't eat with them at all. You see what I'm saying? Hey, drop that. Let me get Ecclesiastes 7:7, Brother Kashaf. Ecclesiastes
7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart.
Listen, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Listen, black man, if you mad, we understand here. You see what I'm saying? Like, any man is going to be mad when you see the destruction of your people, man, especially by another race. They say, well, when a white man do something to you, it's always outrage, but when black on black crime happens, you don't say nothing. I'm gonna tell you the difference between the two. And it's not that we don't speak out against none of it. We speak against us killing us, and we definitely speak against other people killing us. The problem is, when we kill each other, that's a crime. You see what I'm saying? That's a crime, and typically, that brother gonna get locked up. Somehow, some way, he's gonna get locked up or he's gonna get killed. When another race of people does something to us, that's an act of war. That's what we do not understand. Right now, if America was to go over there and do anything to a Russian, that is an act of war. They're both white. But because they're different nations, the moment the United States, anybody from the United States go over there and commits a crime against a Russian, against an Iranian, against anybody, against a Chineseman, that's called an act of war. You see what I'm saying? It's bigger than just them two people. You see what I'm saying? Like, what that devil did to Sonya Massey was an act of war. It's not just a crime. It's an act of war. To feel like you can come into a sister's house. You can come into a sister's house, and because she don't have no protection, you can tell her that you're gonna blow her face off. And then you can follow through. And then when she's in a house unalive, you can go outside and disrespect the sister and call her all out her name. You see what I'm saying? That's an act of war, man. How can we follow people like that? Like, this is why the Lord called them the beast of the earth. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're animals out. And here it is, you see it a few days later, you got a devil, got a knife, charging at the black police. Black police he got his gun out, and he's backing up. Put it down, they told him about 40 times to put it down. Never once shot. Never once shot. But our sister can get shot in the face. You see what I'm saying? And unalived and disrespected thereof. You see what I'm saying? Black man, listen, we cannot follow this devil, man. We cannot follow this oppressor. When we follow this oppressor, man, we put our very own lives at stake. You see what I'm saying? Like, we turn into a weak people, man. A black man is not designed to be weak. A black man is supposed to be strong, man. They ain't saying you got to be the most physically gifted specimen on the face of the earth, but you got to be strong in spirit, man. You got to stand up for the Lord. You got to stand up for your people, man. That's your duty as a man. You see what I'm saying? Our oppressor understands duty. That's why they instituted that draft. He understands that every man should be fighting for his country. Every black man should be fighting for his country, man. Every sister, you should be fighting for your country. You see what I'm saying? Find out what you can do to support your husband. Find out what you can do to support this school. You see what I'm saying? Fight for your people, man. Stop sitting on the sideline. Like, if y'all listening today, man, because like I know his brothers out here. I know his brothers out here that watching UPK videos for 3-4 years. It's nervous to come in here. Listen, the time is drawing near. You better start filling these schools up, man. I'm telling you, you got to get into these schools up. You sitting on the sideline and thinking that you some kind of priest and prophet, you feel me, ain't gonna work. You got to put boots on the ground, man. You got to get your hands dirty. Put your brick in, man. Don't be like the oppressor and be weak. Sitting on the sideline, saying what other people should do. You see what I'm saying? You black, Hispanic, and Native American, especially the ones that's been watching UPK for years, and I know it's a lot of y'all out here, man. I know it's a lot of brothers and sisters out here that's been, I like the UPK, I like what they saying, I just don't like this about it. All sisters say that. They say, the only thing I don't like is they can have multiple wives, get over it. The brother you sleeping with got multiple wives. You see what I'm saying? Get over it. You see what I'm saying? You better come in this truth, you feel me? You better come into this truth. You brothers, man, listen. You know, you sitting there and you watching TV, you in every battle online. You battling everybody online, you see what I'm saying? You got a comment for everything, a scripture for everything. But you on your couch, man. Come into this school, man, put your boots on and build with your brothers, you understand? Like, that's what the Lord is calling us to do, man. Instead of being like our oppressor and being cowards and sitting around saying what's wrong with this and wrong with that, how about we boot up or shut up, man? That's what it say, boot up or shut up, man. You ain't about doing this work, you know. You shouldn't be, listen, you ain't about doing this work and getting your hands dirty, you see what I'm saying? Don't say nothing about a brother that is, you feel me? It's cowardly, you see what I'm saying? That's the spirit of our oppressor. Sit back and send everybody else to do the hard work, you see what I'm saying? That's what they do, man. That's not our culture. You understand? With that, we're the ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, coming straight out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're under Commanding General Yohana. If it's not under Commanding General Yohana, it's not the truth. And that truth is, we've been bringing out since 1969 that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true biblical Jews of the Bible. And our oppressor, that colonizer, he is the devil out. He is the devil. And not only is he the devil, man, he's gonna continually try to get us to follow him and live his lifestyle. Because the more we do that, you feel me, the Lord ain't gonna take vengeance on him the way he wants to. Black man, we gotta do something. We gotta give the Lord something to come back to. We can't keep just praying, Lord, Lord, come back, set things right. We can't keep praying that, man, and we ain't doing nothing about it. We gotta give him something to come back to, man. You black, Hispanic, and Native American, man, come get in this truth. I mean, if you in Baltimore, 3430 Eastern Avenue, man. I mean, right in the middle between Highland and Conklin, that library, the library on Conklin, we right in the middle of the block. You see what I'm saying? Classes Monday through Friday from 7 to 9, man. Come and get in class. And with that, we're gonna call up Precinct Officer Gana Ya'ala for a reading of the announcements. Shalom, Baltimore.
This is the security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 months period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find in Numbers 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced Mayashara. 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you, you should give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for a priest, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. The next one, what's the next convocation? The blowing of the trumpets. That's like it's on a Wednesday. Wednesday, October the 2nd is the next holy convocation. Oh, the cookout. When's the East? You know when the East Coast cookout? All right. Remind Akim and Afwathiam to check in on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarf. And now we will give a courtesy salute to the teacher, Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah, Hazapatah, Sarah, Mr. Turn. We have one courtesy salute to the sister, Men of Israel, Amayim. Oh yeah, Sarah, sister, right. We have one courtesy salute to the sister, Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatam by Hashem Yahushua. Hazapatah, class dismissed.